AITA for cutting off my entire family after my brother and girlfriend falsely accused me of assault. I, 24 male, feel like my life has been ripped apart by the people who were supposed to love me the most. This all started about 6 years ago, and I'm still struggling to accept it. Emily, 24, female, and I had been dating since high school. Our families were that close. Our parents were childhood friends, we grew up together, and I thought I'd end up marrying her. We'd spent nearly our entire lives side by side, going to the same schools, hanging out with the same friends, and even going on family vacations together. She was my first love, and I truly believed we were forever. Then there's my older brother, Alex, 28, male. He's always been the golden child, smart, charismatic, successful. He was my parents' favorite, but I never thought that would matter until everything fell apart. 6 years ago, Emily accused me of sexually assaulting her. I was completely blindsided. We had been together for years. Why would she say something like that? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Then, to make things worse, Alex stepped in, backing her up. He told our parents that he had witnessed me behaving inappropriately toward her at a party. He claimed he had been protecting her, and my parents ate it up. No one believed me. I was horrified, confused, and heartbroken. But my parents didn't even ask for my side of the story. They believed Alex and Emily without question. I was kicked out of the house within days, and the entire community turned its back on me. Emily's family, who had been like a second family to me, also cut all ties. I lost everything: my girlfriend, my family, my reputation. My parents told me they didn't want to see me again until I got help for something I hadn't even done. I was 18 at the time and had nowhere to go. I ended up crashing at a friend's place for a while, but emotionally, I was a wreck. I spiraled into depression and alcoholism, using anything I could to numb the pain of being abandoned and falsely accused by the people I trusted the most. For years, I struggled to move on. I changed cities, started therapy, and slowly started rebuilding my life, but the betrayal still haunted me. Dating was nearly impossible because I couldn't shake the feeling that people would turn on me like Emily and Alex had. My family never reached out, and I never tried to contact them either. I couldn't forgive them for kicking me out based on nothing but lies. Then, about 6 months ago, everything changed. One of Emily's old friends, Lisa, who had stopped talking to her after the fallout, reached out to me. She told me that she couldn't live with the guilt anymore and that she had something to confess. She revealed that Emily and Alex had been in love with each other for years. They had started seeing each other behind my back while we were still together. And when Emily wanted to leave me for Alex, they both came up with a false accusation as a way to force me out of the picture. Alex knew that if he backed her up, my parents would believe them without a second thought, and it worked. Emily and Alex got together immediately after I was kicked out. They're now married, and as far as I know, they've built the perfect life while I was left to pick up the pieces of my own. But here's where it gets even more twisted. After Lisa told me the truth, she went to my parents. She couldn't stand knowing the truth anymore, and she wanted them to know that they had thrown away their son for a lie. My parents were shocked. Lisa explained how Alex had manipulated Emily and how they had both set me up to be the scapegoat. My parents reached out to me soon after, begging me to meet and talk. They were devastated, crying on the phone, telling me how sorry they were for not believing me. They admitted that they had been blinded by their trust in Alex and their love for Emily. At first, I thought I'd feel some kind of satisfaction from finally being vindicated, but all I felt was anger. It took them 6 years to figure out the truth, and even now, they wanted to fix things like nothing had happened. The worst part? They've forgiven Alex and Emily. My parents say that family is family and that what's done is done. They still love Alex, and they've even welcomed Emily back into their lives. They want us all to reconcile, to put the past behind us and act like the last 6 years didn't destroy me. I haven't responded to their latest attempts to reach out. I don't know if I can ever forgive them for what they did. They threw me out based on a lie and abandoned me when I needed them most. And now they want me to just get over it because Alex and Emily are family. So, AITA for cutting off my family, even after they found out the truth. Now, for the next story. AITJ for accepting a prosthetic leg after cancer, even though my 11-year-old brother thinks it's unfair, and my mom agrees with him. I, 18 female, had cancer, bone cancer. It started in my thigh and spread fast. The only way to stop it was to amputate above the knee. I was 16 when I lost my leg. I'm 18 now, and just barely putting myself back together. The last 2 years have been a whirlwind of chemo, pain, isolation, and feeling like I was just fading. I missed most of school, missed friends, missed being a teenager, and when it was all over, I was left with a stump, a pile of trauma, and no real plan for how to feel human again. The doctor said I was a candidate for a high-functioning prosthetic, a bionic leg. It wasn't just cosmetic. It would give me a shot at walking properly again, going to uni on my own, and even being able to do stairs without crawling. It's expensive, though. The NHS covered some, but not all. That's when my mum stepped in. She said we could use part of a savings fund she'd kept for emergencies and future needs, some of which was meant for my little brother, 11 male. He's neurodivergent and has always needed a bit more help. He's smart and sweet, but also very emotionally intense. My mum calls him her sunbeam, and honestly, the house has revolved around him my entire life. She helped me get the prosthetic. It changed everything. For the first time since the amputation, I could walk more than a few meters without crutches or collapsing from exhaustion. It's not perfect, but it's given me a future. Now, here's where things went sideways. Last week, my little brother had what my mum calls a bad emotional day. He told her he was sad because everyone paid attention to me, and I got a robot leg and he didn't get anything. He said it was unfair that I got something cool and expensive when he didn't. Instead of explaining the obvious, that I lost a leg, that this wasn't a gift, that it wasn't about fair, my mum sat me down and said maybe she shouldn't have spent so much on me without thinking of how it might affect him emotionally. I didn't know what to say. She said she regrets not waiting until he was old enough to understand that he's very sensitive and I need to try and see it from his side. And now I feel like the villain for surviving, for walking again, for not being smaller, quieter, or easier to ignore. I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask to lose my leg. I didn't ask for her money. I didn't ask to be born into a family where even surviving cancer somehow felt like a competition I was supposed to lose. So, AITJ for accepting a bionic leg, knowing it came from a fund my mum also set aside for my younger brother, and knowing he's hurt by it, because right now, I feel like I'm being punished for not dying. Update: AITJ for accepting a prosthetic leg after cancer, even though my 11-year-old brother said it was unfair. Hi again. I wasn't planning on posting a full update, but honestly, I don't even know how to process what just happened, and I need to get it out somewhere. If you didn't see my original post, quick summary: I lost my leg to cancer at 16. I'm 18 now. Got a high-end bionic prosthetic with help from my mum. My little brother, 11 months, who's always been treated as the special one, got upset that I had something cool and expensive. My mum made me feel guilty for surviving. Anyway, yesterday I came home from work. I do a few shifts a week at a local cafe to save for uni. I had my prosthetic charging in my room, on its dock like I always do. It's super delicate while charging because the joints are exposed and the internal circuits are vulnerable. I found my brother in my room. He had unplugged the charger. He was trying to make it move, manually, bending the knee joint, yanking the ankle around to see if it would walk on its own. I yelled at him to stop, but it was too late. The main knee motor made this awful grinding sound, and then the whole leg sagged like a broken doll. He dropped it and ran downstairs crying. I just stood there holding the pieces. The leg is dead. Completely dead. Those things aren't built for rough handling. They're expensive, sensitive, and custom built to match my body. It's not something you can fix at a random shop. It has to go back to the manufacturer. Repairs cost thousands. Even assuming it's repairable, it'll take months. I went to my mum, shattered, thinking that at least this she'd take seriously. She cried, hugged my brother, and said, "He didn't mean it. He's just curious." Then she told me, "You need to be more understanding. He's only 11. It's not like he knew how important it was." I honestly don't remember much after that. I just felt myself shutting down. No apology, no promise to help fix it, no acknowledgement that without that leg, I can't walk more than a few meters without pain. I can't go to work. I can't go to uni like this. I'm being dragged back to being helpless because a kid wanted to play with my body. The final blow, she said, greater than it was in my room, charging, in my private space. Now I'm trapped. I can't afford repairs on my own. The grant money is long gone. Insurance might cover some of it, maybe, but the deductible is massive. And my mum made it very, very clear she won't be helping again. I don't even know what to do. I feel invisible, disposable, Like, the only acceptable version of me is the one who quietly disappears into the background so her sunbeam can shine. I survived cancer. I lost my leg. I fought to be able to stand on my own again. And now it's broken because an 11-year-old thought it looked fun and no one cares. So I guess that's my update. The last story. Am I the jerk for refusing to pay for my brother's wedding after he exposed my secret relationship? Story. This happened 2 months ago, and my family is still split over it. For context, I'm a 28-year-old woman, and my brother, Jake, is 30. Jake recently got engaged to his long-term girlfriend, Laura. They've been planning a big wedding for next spring, and since I have a higher-paying job, I offered to help cover some of the costs, including the venue deposit, which was a hefty $5,000. Here's the thing. For the past year, I've been in a relationship with one of Jake's best friends, Tom. We kept it secret because we didn't want to cause any drama in the family or the friend group until we were sure about our relationship. Last month, during a family barbecue, Jake noticed that Tom and I were being a little too friendly. He pulled me aside and started interrogating me. I admitted we were dating, but begged him to keep it quiet, as Tom and I planned to tell everyone when we were ready. Jake seemed annoyed but said he'd keep it to himself. Fast forward 2 days and Jake decided to tell everyone. He made a big post on social media about it, complete with a snarky caption. Looks like my best man has been busy. Congrats to Tom and my sister for keeping us all in the dark. This caused chaos. My parents were furious that I hadn't told them. Laura was upset because she felt like it took attention away from their wedding. And even some of Jake's friends started giving Tom grief. Tom was mortified, and I was humiliated. When I confronted Jake, he just laughed it off and said he was helping us rip the Band-Aid off. I told him he had no right to share our business and that he'd made things 10 times harder for us. He shrugged and said, well, maybe you shouldn't have kept secrets. That's when I decided I was done. I told Jake I was pulling my financial support for the wedding. He thought I was bluffing until I called the venue and canceled my payment. Now, Jake and Laura are scrambling to come up with the money, and my parents are furious with me for ruining the wedding. Jake insists I'm being petty and that I'm punishing him for telling the truth, but I feel like he crossed a line by exposing something that wasn't his to share. My parents think I should still help because family is family, but I don't see why I should. So, am I the jerk for refusing to pay for the wedding? Thank you very much for listening or watching. It helps to support this channel either way. We greatly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe to further support and not miss another story. Until next time, have a great day or night.